Hi, I'm the Moorlander and this is Moorlander EDC out in the woods today talking about one of my favouriteest pieces of kit, and that's backpacks. We're looking at a backpack from the British company Warrior Assault Systems, and this is the Predator 42 litre. Now, if the main criteria in backpacks that you look for is will it withstand a 52 megaton nuclear blast, this might just be the bag for you. The Warrior Assault Systems unapologetically only make ridiculously tough gear for the military, and that's definitely what you get here with this. Now, enough of me rambling, I'll turn the camera around so that we can take a closer look. Now, as we usually do, we'll have a look at the measurements and the kind of ins and outs of here. Now, as far as the measurements are concerned, as the name kind of denotes, the Predator 42, this is a 42 litre backpack. I will leave the exact measurements here across the bottom of the screen, but suffice to say, 42 litres is great. It's a little on the large size for just a day walk. However, there are plenty of compression straps on here if you do want to reduce down the volume, the volume and the capacity on here. But more kind of your 48-hour, 72-hour trips out, whatever it is that you're doing, whether you're out in the woods, out in the moors, or just, you know, day trips, seeing your friends, whatever, then you can fit plenty of gear, whatever it is that you need to in here. Haven't been in the military myself, however, things like bushcrafting, because of the adaptability on here, MOLLEs or PALS webbing throughout all of this, so anything that's kind of MOLLE compliant, you can add to this to expand it as well. And plus there are lashing points here on the bottom for our bushcrafting community. If you want to attach something here to the bottom, then you certainly can do. Colours wise, this is available in all the kind of colours. It's a military backpack at the end of the day, so it comes in multicam, but it also comes in, I'm trying to remember now, so there's black, there's definitely black, there's definitely tan, there's definitely OD green, I think there might be a grey, I'm not too sure, but all the colours you'd expect. I'll leave the links below so that you can see. The materials wise, now it doesn't say on here, it's made with a kind of a ballistic nylon material, but it doesn't say what the denier of that, unfortunately, on the website. I just couldn't find it anywhere. Now, what I would say is, if I was to hazard a guess, I'm going that it must be a 1000D ballistics nylon. It's not Cordura, there aren't any Cordura logos on here anywhere. However, I do know from Warrior Assault Systems and the kit that I've looked at theirs in the past, they don't scrimp on that, they don't scrimp on those materials. The materials that they do use, and it's just gone off the top of my head, so whatever Cry Precision use for their multicam, they make sure that it is compliant with whatever their standards are. So for the US people, if you're Cry Precision kind of guys, then you know it's good that it follows a lot of their kind of guidance on what the material has to be like. As far as your zippers are concerned, all of the zippers are YKK zips, all big, chunky, beefy, size 9, size 10 style zips. All of your webbing on here is, again, ridiculously tough. Now the webbing on here, so the multicam, if I'm right in saying, the multicam on this webbing, rather than it being kind of a tan webbing and then they have the multicam sprayed onto it, the multicam is actually stitched into this webbing with different fibres, so nice and tough. What else do we have on here? We've got Duraflex ITW Nexus, all the kind of the good stuff as far as your buckles and hardware is concerned. Absolutely 100% designed to take a kicking and still keep going. Now, getting into the actual bag, starting as I usually do at the bottom here, kind of spoilt this one already, but we do have some lashing points on here. Now I say lashing points, what you've got is, so you have 3 rows of PALS webbing with 1, 2, 3, 4 columns, and then you also have some drainage grommets on here. Now as far as your drainage grommets are concerned, this is the main compartment, which is, I'm gonna guess, 36 out of the 42 litres, so you have 2 drainage grommets here, but then this front pocket, then you also have 2 drainage grommets there as well. Are they in the top one as well? They are actually, so here in this top pocket as well, just in case this gets water into it, there are additional drainage grommets there. Moving to the side, there is plenty of PALS webbing on here. There really is a lot. So you got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 rows, and then you got 1, 2, 3, 4 columns with those. If you do need to expand this and put some additional pouches on the side, you've definitely got plenty of room on here. It really does go the full way down here. Now, one of the things that this is missing that you might find that you prefer on a bag is it doesn't have a pocket down here at the bottom. So if you need to put something in here, so that, let's say it's a collapsible rifle, whatever it is, so that it fits into here, it won't do that. Now, that's not to say that you can't do, you just have to get a little bit creative, some 550 paracord, and you can pretty much attach anything to the side of this. I came into the woods this morning with my tripod, and I just did that with that here on the side. The compression straps, nice big beefy compression straps, and there are 2 of them, one here at the top and one here down at the bottom. Now, what we're looking at here on this side, by the way, is identical on this side, so there's no difference between the 2. Apologies for the wafting, lots of flies. But yeah, 2 big strong buckles. These are the Duraflex buckles. I love Duraflex. I love the snap on Duraflex buckles, and everything, of course, is completely color coded on here. If you're the guy that likes to make sure that all of his webbing's battened down as well, you also get some elastic pulls on here. So if you need to expand this or take this out, then you can do, and it just keeps it from flapping around and hitting you in the face. One of the big things, I keep kind of going back to this, is built to be like a freaking Abrams tank is. So here at the top you've got this grab handle. Now, the grab handle, this is a single piece of webbing. It's 50mm webbing. It starts here at the bottom, comes all the way through this side, box stitched, extra tacked here, goes over. They then do that stitching thing where it makes it so it's more like 25mm webbing at the top. Same single piece of webbing goes all the way down to the bottom, and then on the underside here where the stitches. Now, it doesn't stop there, because under here, hopefully you might be able to see this, but this then goes onto the inside, and you can see the stitching where this continues across the bottom there. So anything that you're putting into this, rather than it just kind of flopping around and just kind of going all awkward underneath, it makes sure that it really does bear hug onto whatever you've got on there. And with the compression straps, you can batten down anything that's stowed away on the inside, and you're all good. It's freaking, what do dads do? That's not going anywhere, or that kind of thing. Anyway, so moving to the front here, more Powell's webbing. You can see on the front here we've got, so there's this bottom pocket here, there's 1, 2, 3 rows. Top one we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 rows, and as far as columns, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 columns on here. This bottom pocket, nice size. Everything, by the way, when we're looking through the zips on here, so they're all YKK zips, they're all nice buttery smooth, but they all have double pulls. So whether you're a lefty, you want to keep it on one side, whether you're a righty, or if you want to keep it in the middle, so you can just rip it, pull it open, then you know you've got all options. The only one that doesn't have a double zip is this small pocket here, which you can just put snacks and maps and gloves, whatever you want to put into that. So this bottom pocket opens up. I've actually got my catapult out with me today, so we can do some plinking in the woods. So in here, on the inside of here, you have 2 large pockets which you can put magazines into if you're in the military. If not, then you can put additional gear. Maybe you've got a food kit, you've got a wash kit, whatever it is. You can put that in here, and then you can put some extra bits behind there. This isn't lined as such. The back of this is the main material to the front of the back of the actual backpack itself. The top pocket on here, I've actually put my drone in here today for doing some B-roll, but this is pretty big across. It's at least 9 inches across, probably 12 inches tall. Now, I've got the exact measurements, so I will put them down here, but on the inside of here, this is your organization section. So you have some larger pockets, you have some smaller pockets that you can put pens, you can put chem lights, you can put pen style flashlights into here, and then there is also a pocket here which has some bungee cord for a radio. So if you do want to put a radio into here and you want to run some comms through here, then you certainly can do, and then you've got that to make sure that it keeps the antenna in place. And then behind this section you then have two larger slip pockets that run the full length here. Maybe it is that you're using this as a range bag and you've got your documents for you, you've got to take to the range every single time. You can keep those in there, and then yeah, you're all good, you're all fancy. Now that's that pocket here, but there is also an additional pocket in here as well, where you have you've got this really ridiculously tough mesh. As far as the mesh goes with Warrior Assault Systems, so rather you generally get a tough mesh on most of these style bags, but this mesh, so I've got a ghillie suit that's made from mesh, and this really is like that ghillie suit. It's just stupidly tough. Now, one of the things that I've not mentioned is, because of how tough all of this material is, this isn't a light bag. Even just when this has got nothing in it and it's dry, it's still a heavy bag. But again, I think if you want a tough bag, you've accepted that it's going to be heavy when it's empty anyway. But yeah, super tough. And then you've got you've got an extra pocket in there. Now I did mention, so these two pockets are ambi open with double zippers, but then you also have this pocket here on the front, which is just pretty much a peg from when I'm filming. This is pretty much a straight pocket, goes all the way down to the bottom here, and also uses this lip here as well, just in case you need to put something that's actually a little bit long into there, then you can get in it at all angles. Sometimes you get something down and you can leave it in like that, and then you can move it across. As I mentioned, day walks, long walks, just, yeah, you've got your map in there, or generally, in my case, I've got some jelly babies, I've got some wine gums, that sort of stuff in there. Yeah, super useful for that. Then at the top you've got a small morale patch section here with some hook and loop. Now that's, as far as the external pockets are concerned, that's really it as far as your external pockets are concerned. I do class this as a one compartment bag, although there are these other compartments on the front here. These are more kind of pockets for your extra stuff. As I mentioned, I don't know the exact split, but I'd say there's probably about, say, 8, maybe 9 litres. No, it's probably less than that. There's probably, say, about, I don't know, 5 or 6 litres between these two pockets, and then the rest is this main section where you've probably got about, say, 35, 36, 37 litres. Still plenty of room for whatever it is that you need to carry. Now getting into here, double zip here at the top. You've got nice beefy rain hoods as well, so I forgot to mention on some of these other ones. So these pockets here at the front, hopefully you can see, you've got rain covers on here. The material this is made from does have a DWR coating on here, so when you're out in the rain it will kind of bead and brush off. But getting onto the zips, these aren't AquaGuard zips, these are just kind of the regular YKK RC zips. So water on the top of them, if you can keep it away, it's good that it's got these kind of these rain hoods on here, and that's this front and that one. The main compartment also has a nice beefy kind of rain hood that comes over the zips. So opening this up, you can open this up at the top. Again, you've got ambi open. I like how they've done this as well. So where the top compression straps are, these are orientated in such a way that if you can open this up, and then you have access to your pocket here, which I've got my reading glasses in there because I'm slightly blind. But again, if you need to have something that you can get quick access to, these two compression straps will stop this from just opening up and spilling all of your shit out. But instead, if you do need to have more access, then you can open those two up, pull these down, and then you're getting in. Now, I've got some stuff in here, mainly doing quite a bit of filming today. So I've got my filming kit with me. I've got my scrapes and kind of scratches boo-boo kit in here. I've got some waterproofs, which is another piece that I'm looking at. I've got a smock in here at the bottom again, which is another piece we're looking at today. I've got some water out with me to keep myself hydrated. And many of you will want to specifically know this. Now this bag itself isn't a new bag, it has been out for a while. And when this was made, this was before a lot of the tactical teddy bear compliance regulations came in through the Kingdom and the Moorlands. Now I'm happy to say that they'd engineered this with you know, future regulations in mind, and I'm happy to confirm that looking at this retrospectively, it is Tactical Teddy Bear compliant. Okay, where were we? Main compartment. This is, for the people that like to know, a full clamshell opening on here. Now I'm just going to go back to this front lid for a second. So I looked at this pocket, which is the bit that will kind of fold down if you keep those compression straps. But you then underneath here have two further large pockets for, again, just kind of putting your stuff into. If you're the type of person that likes to compartmentalize and know exactly where their gear is, that's awesome for this sort of stuff. And then on the inside, fine, pop that round like that. So this whole back is kitted out in PALS webbing. If you need to attach something to here, then you certainly can do. If you are in the military, if this has been used for military use and you have your large radio in here, then you can attach this to this pack. And then, dependent on whether the antenna comes out on the left or the right hand side, there is one here on the left and there is one here on the right. You do have specific ports for the antenna to come out of. Through the back here, there is a rigid back panel on this. I'm not going to take it out, mainly because it's an absolute shit to wrestle to get back in, but if you did want to save yourself some weight, then you can take that out. It's made from kind of a composite material, and then you have some metal strips that kind of conform to your back. You can completely take that out. It also is, so on the bottom here you have these two additional buckles, idiot. You have those two additional buckles in there. So what they're used is, there is an insert that you can put into this. So if you have specific, I guess, mission kind of setups, then you can put those into there. Or if it is that you're kind of doing your bushcraft kind of stuff and you're going for 2-day kind of thing, you're going for a 5-day kind of thing, or you know you're going to a certain place where you need to take certain things, then you can kit this back panel out with that insert. Now the insert itself is sold separately to this, but it's a similar kind of setup like this with all of that PALS webbing on there. Remember the webbing that I was on about here? So this webbing that comes all the way down here, here's that. Here's that webbing on the inside, so it's stitched along, and then you get, because you've got the PALS webbing here underneath, that PALS webbing is stitched onto this. So it's almost like they've added additional bar tacks on there to make sure that that webbing stays in place. Yeah, like I say, this unapologetically designed to absolutely take a kicking and still make sure that whatever it does take a kicking, it's still working perfectly. Now the one thing I forgot to mention, sorry, so there is, if you want to, where that back panel is, of course you can put a hydration bladder into there, you can run your hydration bladder out. There is a port here at the top, so where your straps are, there's a port here, so it's underneath some elastic. I can get my finger in there. That's what she said. Yeah, so you can run it through there. What I've actually found is, because I'm not in the military and I don't run comms, that kind of stuff, so I like mine to come over my left shoulder, and the aerial antenna port here is absolutely perfect for that. It gives you a little bit more wiggle room as well, rather than it coming across the back of your neck and then across your shoulder, so that it can come out here and then you can get it straight into your suspension system to make sure that it's routed properly across the top. There's that grab handle as well, by the way. This thing is beefy as hell. You can throw this around all day, whether you're in the military and you're chucking this into, I don't know, whatever the military chuck that shit into, or whether you're in the woods like this and you've got it stuck on something, you're trying to pull it up and you've got a freaking caught on a bracken or something, you're pulling it up, absolutely no worries whatsoever. Now looking onto the back panel, I'm just going to move the straps out of the way for a second so that we can look at the actual back panel itself. Now on the back panel, the way that this is set up, you do have a nice bit of padded lumbar support here at the bottom, but as far as your ventilation and as far as your padding is concerned, you have two channels that run at the top here. So this runs down your spine and then it widens out to the bottom, so that it kind of goes further across the back of your pelvis and across the top of your buttocks. And then here you've got that lumbar section. There is a padded strap on here which you can remove if you don't want it there. The air mesh on this, so it's air mesh on the outside, but it's got like a 3D kind of air mesh on the inside. See if you can hear this. It's got a funny kind of noise to it, but what I will say is when it's on and when you're walking with it, you don't get that because it just sits on your back and you know you're out and you're good. I will say though that they've gone above and beyond with the depth of this. This is easily like 20 mil thick. It's ridiculous how thick it is, but the advantage of that is it allows a lot of air in to help wick away that sweat. It doesn't stop you from sweating. No bag will ever stop you from sweating. However, this generally is one of the better backpacks I've ever kind of used in that kind of allowing the moisture to move away from your skin. 50mm webbing here across the top, and all bar tack to make sure that your suspension system is absolutely nailed onto this. Now the straps themselves are really nice thick straps. The padding on here it's almost too dense. Almost too dense. Now I will say almost in the fact that I've not had any issues with this. But yeah, this again is Jesus fly, bugger off. This is ridiculously tough tough padding. You've got webbing that runs all the way down here, so if you need to pass something through here, then you can do. But you've also got load adjusters here at the top. Now 42 litres, you can put a lot of kit into here. I've started rooking in the mornings. I take about kind of 40 pounds with me whilst I'm rooking, and the load adjusters on here are great. You can really kind of bring it in closer to your shoulders, because yeah, 42 litres means that you can carry a lot of gear in here. So yeah, pulling this closer to your body is great. What we've got extra on here, so now I will say, so all around the sides here where you've got your compression straps, you do get elastic on here so that you can pull those in. With this, it's done in such a way that you can put it on, undo your load adjusters, put it on, and then when it's on, you've got these pulls down here. You yank down on these instead of trying to get that kind of you can't reach it. Instead, you can pull these down, and then you kind of walk with them. I believe these are designed to be that extra little bit longer, so that you can put your thumbs through here, so that you can kind of help to carry some of that weight. If you don't like this, then of course, once you've got it right, you can, you know, do some special magic on it to make sure that they're out of the way. Sternum strap on here, which I do like. I'm a sternum strap kind of guy. Even if I don't need a sternum strap, I always close it up. It's fully adjustable. You can move this up and down rather than it being on a ladder system. It hooks into the actual webbing itself, and it's reasonably tough to adjust, which is great. It's not going to keep moving around whilst you're out walking. And then also on the chest as well, you can batten this down. Behind here, you've got, so it does use kind of a bungee system on this as well, which just gives you a little bit of kind of movement in your chest, which I think is great. It uses 50mm elastic, but rather than just having one piece of elastic on there, they've actually doubled this up to make sure that it's not just going to twang off after a while. Coming down onto the bottom of the straps, you do have quick release. Oh, what have I done here? Oh yeah, I've pulled that through, haven't I? You do have quick release buckles, so if you're in a pinch and you need to get this off, as long as you've got your waist strap undone as well, then you can clip these off, and then you can just release that, do it as whatever it is that you need to do. Now I did mention, so the waist belt on here, I will say that I do like this waist belt. Fully removable if you do want to take it off here, whereas the Velcro's here on the back. I'm not going to take it off. I did take it off the other day because I thought, oh, it definitely is. And it's an absolute pain to get back on, but if it's a pain to get back on, it's not going to fall off by accident. So you got PALS webbing here on the side. It does sit reasonably well on your hips. There's no back adjustment with this though. The only way you're going to kind of get some back adjustment is by using the load adjusters, which you can help to lift or lower that. But for me, I'm 5'10", and it sits fine. And then down at the bottom here, you do have some more 50mm webbing and a large chunky buckle. Now I will say with this, and I say this to everybody that still does it, so you have to pull it like that, it's just not ergonomic to do that when you're kind of pulling like that. If there was one thing that I would change about this, I would do it like Savota do it, where you actually pull here, so you pull it forwards to tighten it around your waist. It's one of the only things, and it's really being picky, it's one of the only things that I can find any faults with this. But as far as faults go, it's not really a fault. It works perfectly and it does the job that it needs to do. But in a pinch, to get it done faster, I think a pull forward system would be ever so slightly better. Now the Predator really is an absolute beast of a bag. You could put this absolutely through the mill and it will come out in a better condition than you threw it out in the first place. Every aspect of this is built to make sure that whatever you put this through, it will survive. 42 litres is great whether you're doing a day walk. It's a little on the large size for a day walk. However, if you like to carry a little bit more than you probably should do, which I'm victim of doing myself, then it's great. If you're out, you're doing something, maybe you're out for 2 or 3 days, even if it's not out in the woods, you're just going to see some friends, whatever it is, it's a stopover, seeing some buddies, you can pack enough into this for, yeah, easily 3-4 days. Cool. Now I will leave some of Warrior Assault Systems links below. Here in the UK you can pick them up from is it Tactical UK or UK Tactical. This is no affiliation with them or anything like that whatsoever. I purchased this with my own money. These flies really do my nut in today. Yes, of course, I'll leave some of those links below so you can see where you can pick this up and some of the other details as well. I will leave some of my social media links below so that you can see more from me here on Moorlander EDC and my sister channel Moorlander Tactical, where we look at more everyday kind of tactical stuff. And whether you're watching this on YouTube or Rumble, as always, stay safe, stay Moorlander and stay EDC. It's backpacks. What we're here today to for you to carry more stuff. But yeah, it's no fuck shit titty tits. And now you're not level. Motherfucker. That's a big rut. Nearly fell over that then. That would have been 200 quid on the old what's it called? Fuck, what is it called? Jeremy Beadle, frickin' Euban frame, 200 quid, falling over, sending your VHSs in. Those were the days. 42 litres it really is the sweet spot for it. Jesus Christ, that sun's right in my eyes. Now that is sod's law, frickin' honestly. From a kind of a standard ballistics nylon. But what I would say is, so I can't see any sort of Cordura logos. I'm gonna have to start again, that's my freaking phone. God damn it, I'm being a fucking fuck-faced, fucking fuck-dick fuck shit today. One of those people that really wants fucking Start again. Pulling out a lot of rosy cheeks now, but he's like, wow, Randy's a bit flushed today. The Predator 42 litre assault pack, all day kind of, no it's not, it's just a fucking bag, isn't it, you fucking fuck. What do they call it? I think they just call it the Predator, which sounds a little ominous. Of gear, and that is backpacks. Today we are looking at a bag from British company, frickin' dick shit titwanks. stop being a dick. Now, my sincerest apologies if you are watching the bloopers. There is a lot of swearing today. However, I've read in several, you fucking mong. I've read in several, start that again. Apologies for the swearing today. I've read in several creditable medical sources that people that swear regularly have better mental health than people that don't. Now, I'm not saying my mental health is good, but I'm trying to make it better by swearing a lot. If you don't like swearing, I'd stay out of the bloopers. Anyway. Now, as always, I'm out filming several pieces of content today, as you probably just saw with all the stuff that I got in my bag. I'm not too sure what day this is coming out, so whatever day it does come out, I hope you're all good. Hope you're all having a good week or a good weekend, again, whatever day it comes out. Yeah, stay safe and yeah, see you soon. Now you can go. Go on. Go on. Oh, get out my pub! There's a line for some of the Brits here.